Dave Ramsey says some weird stuff.
You are stupid. No. No, no, no.
Look, while I'm definitely happy that he's been able to help millions of people get out of debt, a lot of his advice should be taken with a grain of salt, and some of it is just way off base. So in this video, we're going to talk about some of the bad advice that Dave Ramsey gives. Let's jump in. The first questionable piece of advice is that Dave is staunchly opposed to credit cards.
Credit card's not working.
Credit card?
And I definitely understand it. Credit cards don't make sense for a lot of people, but others who are responsible with credit cards may benefit from using them. Credit cards have lots of benefits, such as rewards, purchase protection, building credit, fraud protection, and more. And in some situations, living life without a credit card is hard. For example, if you want to travel internationally or rent a car, having a credit card makes it much easier. Now, obviously, people who can't control themselves with credit cards should absolutely avoid them. If you choose to use credit cards, this is my obligatory reminder to pay them off in full and on time every month.
Okay.
Now, while we're on the topic of credit, the next point on this list is that Dave claims that you don't need a credit score.
I mean, look at this credit score, 100.
And while some people can get by in life without a credit score, having one is needed or at least helps quite a bit in many situations. For example, if you're renting an apartment, refinancing a loan, or trying to get a good mortgage rate, it's really beneficial to have a good credit score. And I can see why this advice is really easy for Dave to give because he's a centimillionaire and obviously he can just pay cash for anything.
Cash.
But if you plan on getting a mortgage at any point in your life and you want to get a good interest rate, then having a good credit score is very important. And on the topic of mortgages, let's talk about Dave Ramsey's mortgage advice. Paying off your mortgage is step 6 in Dave's 7 baby steps. This even comes before investing more than 15% of your household income in retirement. But mortgages are usually some of the cheapest money that you can get.
Money's cheap.
So on paper, it would make sense to take the cheap mortgage debt and increase your investments prior to paying off your mortgage. But I also acknowledge that everyone's financial situation and goals are different. So for some people, it may make sense to pay off that mortgage early if it helps them sleep at night.
I can't even sleep at night.
But on paper, it's just not the optimal decision in most situations. Now, the next questionable piece of advice is that Dave recommends that you forego your 401k match while paying off debt. But getting a 401k match is easily one of the best investments that you can make, and it outpaces all interest rates since you're getting sometimes a 100% instant return on your money. So this advice is just silly for most people.
That's silly.
Now, the last piece of advice, and possibly the most egregious on this list,
This is egregious!
is Dave's investment advice. And in particular, I'm talking about his mutual fund suggestions and SmartVestor Pro. Dave encourages his followers to contact a broker within his referral network when they are ready to start investing. This network is called SmartVestor. These brokers in his referral network will often charge around a 5% upfront fee on your investments.
That is outrageous.
This upfront fee is referred to as a load. So if you invest $10,000, they're going to take a $500 fee up front. And some of the funds that I've seen Ramsey Solutions suggest have much higher expense ratios or yearly recurring fees than passively managed low-cost index funds. And let's be clear, Ramsey Solutions is profiting from these fees, whether directly or indirectly.
Profit.
And it's not necessary to pay big fees to buy good investment funds, even if you have very little investing knowledge.
Triple your investment by January.
Dave claims that it's worth paying this fee for access to a financial professional. And if you still want access to a financial professional, then you should look for a fee-based financial professional rather than a commission-based one. Commission-based financial professionals make money when they sell you things, so they don't always have your best interests in mind.
Saboteur! Saboteur!
Not only does Dave suggest investing in high-cost, high-fee funds, he also claims that you can find mutual funds that beat the market or the S&P 500 and that they're not that hard to find. But that's simply
Not true.
I'll avoid going into detail here, but I'm going to suggest a video from Felix YouTube channel about Dave's investing advice. He gives tons of detail and cites all his sources, so check it out if you're interested. So I hope you get the picture on Dave's investing advice. Most of it seems like he's just trying to pad his pockets by selling you something, and even if that's not the case, it's just bad advice. Low-cost index funds are almost always a better option than the funds Dave recommends. Investing sounds scary, but it's not rocket science, as Dave might say.
The good news about this whole money thing is it's not rocket science.
Look, I'm so happy that Dave has been able to help millions of people over the years, but his approach is a one-size-fits-all approach that doesn't necessarily fit everyone. It's important to remember that personal finance is personal. Please let me know in the comments if you disagree with anything on this list, and also let me know if I missed anything. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thanks for watching.